Okay.
Welcome to Numb Bills Fan. I'm your host today, David Palermo, with Tim Avery, the writer of Numb Bills Fan and other things he likes to do.
Heyo!
He'll
What's
give
up?
you gardening advice
Probably tell you to plant some beans
and plant beans south.
facing the south.
All right, so here's on our depth chart of shit we're talking about today, because you know how it goes. You want information regularly, go find WGR 550, Lockdown Bills,
Joe Marino,
Cover One, Kevin Masseri with Going Deep.
Eric Turner.
Or is it the Deep End? It's one of those. I think the Deep End is Mike Shope's other podcast. I could be off. Anywho, check them out. We're here as always like once a week-ish, but we do micro content during the season and training camp, meaning I take the summer off. I have a fucking life. I don't care that much about the Bills. There's not that many games, and probably the marketing team is going to take over and draft somebody, and we're going to get into that because the Bills are now on Hard Knocks. And for me, drought Bills fan and prior, you too, we went to how many games that sucked. We looked into, man, this defensive line is fucking nasty. They're going to take over. Now the Bills have a defensive line. I'm just like, show me a rookie who makes an impact under McDermott on this defensive line. Oh, wait, I can't think of one. Anyways, so Hard Knocks is here. I already tried to email the producers or whatever, whoever they are. No response. I did forget to put a subject in the title, okay, of the email. But I would like to cut to the hard facts. So if anybody wants to get to them, just let them know. I will gladly give them an ear beating and tell them that I think the Bills media is so powerful. It's great to have the national media and people look under the hood of what's going on in the locker room. Because if you remember the Tyler Dunn article a couple years ago that the Bills bounced back from, we got to learn a lot that you can be in McDermott's doghouse. And again, I'd rather critique the coach and the GM and start there and then the players because they're asked to follow their leadership, because I'm going to be rooting for this laundry for a long time, whether Bean is here or McDermott. And we have to allow McDermott and Bean as first-time people to evolve. And you're like, dude, what are you complaining about? The Bills are always awesome. Yeah, there's no championship. Okay? So, Hard Knocks here, Tim. You think they're going to be stoked on the wide receivers? Like, when you think Josh Allen, are you going to go, man?
No, I mean, they'll probably troll the wide receivers. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they'll say the same thing that, you and others have said. Where are they on Madden? Where are they on, various fantasy leagues? These are nobodies. That's what they'll say. What'll they do? They'll be consistent producers. That's it. It won't be exciting. Will they get the job done? I'm going to say probably. I think they got enough guys in there, enough of a mix. Big brain stuff, Dave. Big brain. So this is something that we haven't talked about. We didn't even sketch this out. But you think about how Diggs was still effective in terms of he hadn't lost a step yet, and teams started figuring him out. They just covered him. They just put multiple people on him. They, canvassed him with defenders. So we couldn't do anything. Diggs couldn't do anything.
I disagree 110%.
Okay,
Here's why. Here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
You get rid of Diggs because Bills fans act like 1,000-yard receivers just fucking happen all the time here. They don't. They fucking don't. They don't.
Not here.
And then we talked about this last time. If you're Joe Brady, are you just doing what you're told with McDermott? What'd you tell me on the way in here? Oh, did you see the Bills piece for 45 minutes or something?
Oh, yeah.
And who was featured?
Ray Davis.
Right.
Why is Ray Davis featured?
Right. So what happened? Keon Coleman, there's a report he's eating candy during interviews at the Combine. And we touched last time that maybe they couldn't afford, I thought maybe they can't afford a first-round receiver. That's why they passed on Worthy, who the report said, dude can run routes more than straight line speed shit. Okay. So you trade a receiver to Kansas City Chiefs, and you're telling me that this isn't Disneyland, that you can just run the papers, and now we're going to wait till week 6, 7 to figure out if Palmer can do it, if these other receivers on the Bills can do it, and we're featuring Ray Davis, which I'm stoked on as a player. Always have been. And we talked earlier that I said that James Cook some of those touchdowns could have been Josh Allen. There were situations Josh Allen could have did it. 3 yards and in, Josh Allen could have did it. Okay? That said, Cook still had a lot of touchdowns. The Bills are willing to pay all this money elsewhere. And when it comes to offense, I'm looking at my Madden squad, which again, it's Madden, and I'm wondering who's getting the ball. Like, Palmer's going to be rated, what, a fucking 81? An 82? Oh, Kincaid, can we touch on tight ends? Oh, don't worry. We'll get into tight ends today. So when you're looking back to you, when you're looking at Ray Davis and this whole James Cook situation, you're like, do you know who was in there and who wasn't? Do you have any more people you want to surprise me with? Because that's
no,
as far
I mean
as we got.
that. My point about that was why. Like I was asking you, why would Ray Davis be featured and James Cook not be featured?
Oh, you want to make the player feel certain ways. So if you guys don't understand business, here's how business works. You provide a service, okay? I provide a service.
We provide a service.
We all provide a service. If you can only do one of these things and you're like one of 32 head coaches in the job, you have a demand. So what the Bills media does, just like national media, with other things, you could say politics, you could say gardening, you could say watching a home improvement show, they have Home Depot ads. There's programming going on. So what they do to fans is they put out these softball things for fans to be weaponized to now go to James Cook. Hey, you should make less money. We know that across the locker room, you have Von Miller, and he had 2 allegations of beating women, and we're just going to throw like $30 million on dead cap on him. But no worries. Like, don't worry about it, dude. We can't pay you. Sorry, we can't. There's still a human being with the family. There's still, again, his brother got, we talked about it in the driveway. His brother got stiffed, sort of, on a contract with the Vikings. You know, they had to play hardball, but this is the game. And when we're seeing Ray Davis being featured, he's a smart football player. He's the guy who went back to play football after he got his degree at the school he wanted to go to. You know, he was very impressive. But if we're talking about marketing and where the team's going, I think this is a play to put pressure on James Cook to make him feel left out. You get all these family members in his ear. Dude, they're doing you dirty, dog. You see that? Man, how do you feel? How do you feel? Fucking pay me. How's that? Fucking pay me. That's what I would say about James Cook. Go sit out.
Well, ask me the same question. Why I think
Why do you think
Ray Davis was featured?
Why do you think he was featured?
Similar, but nuanced, slightly different. Yeah, it's to put pressure on Cook a little bit, but it's also to say, that's the Bills brass saying, maybe, speculation, we don't need you. We got a guy. And you know what? He's a guy that does the things that we like. He, does charity events. He goes to lacrosse games. That was one of the scenes. Him and Dwayne Carter were at the Bandits.
No, let's just pretend this is all authentic, and they're not like, hey, we shouldn't go film him at these events.
Dude, we've seen Dawkins at Sabres games.
This is such
these
fucking
guys like
Homer,
to do things.
dude. This is Homer shit. It's just all these guys have a charity. Every fucking player has a fucking charity.
It's a tax write-off.
And all it is,
you want a tax write-off.
We're just raising awareness to it. Okay. Speaking of raising awareness, if you're into Suicidal Tendencies, the first 3 albums, there's original members playing August 28th at Photo City Music Hall. I may or may not play in the one band On the Ropes. It's getting back together as a 4-piece with Michael Bracci from Nightmares and the band members from Moment of Truth on the rhythm section. Jim Callahan and Pat Luciano, if I can sound it out. So it's a pretty good show. Photo City.
Photo City, take a camera. Here we go.
There's other bands on it.
Bip, bip, bip.
Terminally Ill. And I can't read the one.
It's a metal band. Can't read it in.
But you should go. So what they do is you raise awareness that maybe James Cook shouldn't get paid. Maybe we should promote a Strawberry at running back.
A Strawberry?
And you know what? Hey, that Strawberry wore a yellow jacket, and he's great at receiver. Oh, are we talking about Keon Coleman? Oh, remember when this took over the media by storm? Remember when, guys, he's so
Macy's.
fun. He's so fun. Love Keon Coleman. He's so fun. Just, man, he's so funny. And then the coaches go, remember, this is a guy that at the end of it, coaches are like, at the end of the season, he's got to do his work. He's got to come back from an injury better. Right. And that's the guy at the combine who turned off GMs and scouts because he ate fucking candy during the interview or asked to. Like, I should be shocked. But remember, the Bills ran this image to get you psyched on Keon Coleman. So all the housewives and all the women got involved too, all the kids. Oh, Yellow Jacket, he's so funny. Get fucking open. Run a fucking route. I don't give a fuck about that. And that's what the Bills media does. They're fucking homers. I feel like I'm watching programming from the 90s, if you remember WB. The corniest media. The corniest. I never thought I'd wish for drought programming where I had Chris Brown and the Bills fucking roundup, and I couldn't wait to hear something. Now, I'm saturated in dumb shit. We had how many hours of fucking Mac Howens? So now we get Hard Knocks here. Looking at real fucking football issues, okay? And again, Cook under contract, the whole backstory and all that. That's going to be some great, cute shit, okay? But the Bills have no receivers. I want to see what we're talking about. I don't want to hear, oh, dude, we got a promising guy. No. This is Josh Allen. That means if you don't hire women beaters, Devontae Adams is on the table. But you decided, no, we don't need that. Everybody eats. And Josh Allen gets $240 million a year. He is not an extension of public relations, which is the marketing team, which to normies means the commercials, means everything he does is to drive home the point of the coach, the organization, the locker room. He will never go against it. I don't want to hear, oh, Josh liked it. Right, Josh liked Kincaid, Josh liked this. You need a fucking scouting department. And Kincaid, let's go there. Let's talk Knox. Let's talk tight ends. Do you think that Hard Knocks is even going to talk about that? I think so. Should be a breakout year for Kincaid. But again, you have Josh Allen who can throw the ball a million miles down the field, and we're just going to wait for the play to develop. And you got to really, you got to check out that offensive line, man. It's fucking great, which we touched on last podcast. So check that out. Do you have thoughts on the tight ends with this?
Yeah, actually, I was pretty impressed by the one pick of Jackson Hawes. Purportedly, according to most people, most pundits, whatever you want to call them, scouts, he's the best blocking tight end, I should say.
That's the guy
in the draft.
What
yeah,
round again? Was it fifth or something?
Fifth round, something like that. Yes. Yeah, he's an interesting character. And from the reports they had during the OTAs, he was making some catches, which is not what he's known for. He's not known as like a great receiver, but they were like, hey, guy's got hands. So if he's got hands and he's a serious like force to be reckoned with in terms of blocking, that's going to be important. Another interesting thought. You remember Bobby Hart, Spaceman Bobby Hart, Flat Earther Bobby Hart, Tubagoo couldn't cut it.
Careful on that Flat Earther.
Hey, is for horses.
We might be in a pond.
Horses only eat grass. They cut it flat. They cut the grass flat.
But who is Bobby? Refresh me.
Bobby Hart was the offensive lineman. They picked up off the Bengals, and a couple years ago.
Wait, he's a Flat Earther?
Yeah.
No way.
He was.
I'm gonna find him right fucking now.
Yeah, Bobby Hart is.
Is he on the team still?
No, but he was terrible. Like he had like his RAS score, incredibly inathletic. Like
is RAS one of these new fucking things?
No, I mean, yes, it is.
New made up. Remember years ago, Jim Rohn called out people for calling them football guys. Yeah, he's
it's not even guy. It's not even a PFF metric that's just like you don't know because it's behind the curtain. Woo, Wizard of Oz. No, it's not like that. They actually show you the metrics. It's all about what you did at the combine in terms of your jumping and your running and your squats and bench press. Like so. Anyhow, story is Bobby Hart not athletically gifted, wasn't good. Played for the Bengals, who had a terrible offensive line. If you remember how many times Joe Burrow kept getting destroyed. So we pick him up. And we're like, why do we have Bobby Hart? So the Bills finally figure out, okay, we're going to use him as an extra offensive lineman. And we're going to start doing like this 6-man offensive line and using that during rundowns or even passing downs. And you know what? It actually worked. Like he was an effective 6-man. Because all he did is take up space and like he didn't have to run fast. He just had to like be an extra big dude, not a tight end, not like a skinny tight end like Dalton Kincaid. He's just a big dude who just like, you got to go around me. I'm big. I can't move fast, but I'm big. I'm taking up space. So like it was actually effective. And so this past year, they did the same thing. 6 offensive linemen was who? Alec Anderson, right? So, and that was very effective. I actually, I don't know. I'd have to find it, but I have some information, and I'll bet you, I'll probably just write something because I'm a lot better when I have it like in front of me and I write it all down. But Anderson was incredibly effective as a 6-man, and that actually made a rushing offense way better. Which, if the rushing offense is better, then they focus on it, then the pass gets better. It's a ping pong effect.
Well, okay, so I don't necessarily always believe in balance, and also stats show that play action doesn't always, or you don't actually have to be successful running the ball
For play action to be
For
effective.
play-
That's true.
right.
That's true.
and so
Because they still have to have somebody because they have to have somebody commit to something.
one of the most interesting things.
It's hats.
Yeah,
It's
and
hats on hats.
And one of the most interesting things we can do, or you can do as a fan, I think, is if you go on your Bills app, they'll have a game log. And then when you look at all the times we talk about James Cook, I look at that game log and I go, okay, how many times would James Cook need to be used here? How many times do we need that defensive end like Von Miller that's overpaid to come off the bench and do the thing here? How many, so when you really look at that game log, and then only 17 to 20 something games if you make the playoffs, right? I mean, there's only so many situations. We spend more time talking about the Samuel than him actually being used at receiver.
Yep.
We're talking about cutting him to save $500,000 in cap space, but you have the the woman beater doing
Not
that.
me.
Not you, but Von Miller. All eating up the cap. You got, I love fashion show Stephon Diggs, and he likes what he likes. That's fine. Come from the bottom, he's here.
Pink candy.
So
It was Hawaiian salt.
I agree with you.
Hawaiian salt.
The 6 lineman
I know a guy.
is really good. The 6 lineman is really good.
Yeah, back to Hawes.
It's really, I think it's something where there's been a lot of trick plays out of it that I like.
When's the last time? When is the last time we saw a trick play? Brian Dable. Seriously,
Really?
there've been there. That's one of my big critiques is there's been no creativity, and it's part of what I was going to say about with Hawes. So if you have Hawes, who is an actual blocking tight end who can actually do the job, but has actual hands and can catch the ball, now you don't have to train Bobby Hart or Alec Anderson to chip block, turn around after 5 yards, and get a first down. Now instead of going the same, tush push off guard left time and time again, when you got the Kansas City Chiefs who know what's coming, and oh my gosh, they actually have a good defensive coordinator, Spagnuolo.
Joe Marino pointed out that those are actually quarterback sneaks. A lot of the plays, like that Josh Allen did, they weren't. But no, you're right.
What I'm saying is they saw it coming. If you have Hawes in there now, you still do the 6-man offensive lineman, but Hawes rolls out after a chip, 5 yards, boom, we win. We are in the Super Bowl. I am excited about Jackson Hawes because of that. And that is something that no one's talking about, but you heard it here.
Don't you think that with Dayball, I remember specifically, McKenzie was the example at receiver. Always in motion. And
They did do that with Shakir. They did a lot of orbit motion this last year.
Here's what the thing is, though, is they gave Josh Allen, during the Dayball years, the best chance, I thought, to diagnose the defense and make plays. I am worried that the coaching staff
is hamstring.
Yes, because he's worried he's going to make the play, and it's in give it to the other team play.
Oh yeah, okay.
Remember we talked a little bit on the last episode too about this, so this will be a common thread. Now the video, which check our Instagram, TikTok. There's a video that we posted of Adam Scheffler pretty much naming some wrong people on the team. He said a Kaiir Elam extension. Long story short,
wide receiver.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Wide receiver Kaiir Elam.
And the point of that video, the title was something along the lines of, "Does Josh Allen, need to win this year or something?" Of course. So let it begin. Oh, does Josh Allen have what it takes? Well, these refs were fired from that called the Chiefs games, and the game's not rigged. Just the game
couldn't be.
Could never be rigged. I mean,
no.
And if it's rigged, it's definitely known how you would rig a football game. That's how you would do it. So, maybe that phantom holding call with 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter, you're down 2 scores, the other team gets the ball back. You're like, man, we got to figure out these holding. Yeah, that's what you're looking at. You're not looking at the end. And the point shaving, we're seeing basketball players everywhere now getting caught, looking at the score. It's insane what's going on. And Josh Allen needs the best he can get. So when I'm seeing, they have no receivers, what did they do last year under Joe Brady? We have slow tight ends, and I don't know who's going to get the ball. This isn't really lining up to what I want to see this year. And we're talking about a 6 fucking tight end or offensive lineman, which is nice to have that big guy in. We need the Lee Smith, but I want the ball down the field. I want to see things happen. I don't want to hear about Ray Davis. I don't want to hear about James Cook. I like the motion. I like all that shit we were doing under Dayball. But creatively, the offense is just, I thought, especially the last 2 years, I'm not seeing what we already saw. I'm not seeing Beasley. I'm not seeing John Brown stretching field. I'm not seeing it. I'm hoping with Palmer, we get that this year. And
Elijah Moore.
I think it's a lot to ask. Elijah Moore is so promising. Now, what's weird about Elijah Moore, he was on the Browns. His best games were Joe Flacco. Okay?
Guy who can still throw the ball far.
Now, he's a guy that if you look at James Cook and you look into him, he complains about the media might present him to be a locker room, not a locker room problem, but I'm, as a contractor or self-employed person, I'm looking at like he understands his value he brings to the table. So he'll work himself out of situations. So if I'm not mistaken, wasn't he on the Jets too?
Yeah, he started on the Jets.
And then he got out of that.
Yep, and then he goes to the Browns.
Right.
So dumpster fire to dumpster fire.
Right. So we talked last podcast about it too. Maybe this is that Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde thing where these guys have, and I'm holding out hope. My whole point about railing on the cap, my whole point on this hard knocks shit, okay, is I would like to see more accountability on how the cap is managed. I don't want to just see run the papers and for the whole offseason. Then by the time we get to evaluate, it's week 6 through 8, okay? And I think it's unfair to us as fans to just have to buy it. And whenever I talk to my friends about the fans, they go, dude, would you rather have it be when the Patriots are fucking killing us? Yeah, right. The league is wide open. And you have Josh Allen, the best quarterback, I think, in the league. He can do everything. Everything. And you're running a Trent Edwards offense. Sorry. The team looks like it's built for a promising drought years at the receiver position especially. Oh, man, you got to see what we got. What? Really? Every year
Dave,
you look forward to 9 receivers going into camp.
Dave, I'm going to give you a touche.
Give me a touche.
Team in Washington. The Washington whatevers these days.
Hey, I was wrong on the Redskin name.
Who did they just sign?
Beater?
Your buddy.
Yeah, it's fitting.
Who did they not sign an extension for?
Is it
Terry McLaurin.
McLaurin?
You had it. It was on the tip of your tongue. Right on the tip of your
the
tongue.
mic here.
Yeah, he had it, guys, folks. He had it. Anyhow, that's the exact same situation that we're complaining about, or you were complaining about. You know, you're paying money to this old, off an injury, washed up now defensive end, and you're not.
He has incentives to get up to 10 mil.
And you're not paying the in-house young wide receiver. I'm just saying other teams do these things. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying God bless me and God bless me.
All right.
But I'm toucheing you. I'm toucheing you.
Can anybody? I appreciate the devil's advocate. And here's the thing.
That's all I'm doing.
So all because we look at the rest of the league, this is where Brandon Beane needs to be better. Oh, because compared to the rest of the league, he's not as fucking stupid. I get it. But like prime resources in the cap. I mean, I'm just going to take out ChatGPT and see if it can make me a pie chart, my dream pie chart. And we'll do this in real time. All right. So to prove it, ChatGPT right here. Okay. Please make me a pie chart of Brandon Beane of the Buffalo Bills and the resources spent on the defensive side of the ball compared to the offense since him and McDermott have been on the Buffalo Bills. And cap numbers. Thank you.
Somewhere in California,
don't fuck it up,
forest
Tim.
fire is starting. ChatGPT.
And come to find out, ChatGPT will lie to you, just so you know. You heard it here first. It's transcribing because They probably are hiring some dude in another country right now to transcribe
did you
this.
hit enter? You want to hit enter?
Oh, here we go.
You heard it first. You got to hit enter on ChatGPT.
Okay, see, it can't find a comprehensive year-by-year breakdown of Buffalo Bills offense. You know what? They bring up stuff from over the cap, which is great. Which is great. Oh, wait. We have a building chart. So in 2017, the NFL allocation patterns adjust these factual yearly sums from over the cap. So this does not say anything about the Buffalo Bills. So this is a ChatGPT fail. But if you go through it, and you could just start with Star Latule's contract and use that as one.
Probably just go to Spot Track and spend 15 minutes on it.
It's not his contract. Old players, they on a team, numbers ain't up there. You got to pay for it.
Oh.
But current numbers, you can. Now, if you look, I will admit, they're paying some offensive players like Dawson Knox. Okay? They're paying him. He's going to get his 25 receptions this year. Really good blocker.
22.
I got to say,
22. We discussed this last time.
Okay.
Last couple of years.
I was giving him 3 more.
2 years,
because there's going to be so much fan uproar all summer. Where are the tight ends? Did you want to hit anything else? I mean, Joey Bosa's injured. What else is new? We already kind of talked about that. I mean, Joey, again, another guy, you look at how much is he getting paid, and we're looking at a guy who put up 16 fucking touchdowns, can't get money.
Somebody's got to go to Joey Bosa and just say, hey, wear those socks that pull up on your toes and attach above your knee so you stretch your calves while you sleep.
Here's what I wonder.
They make those socks, and let me tell you something. I've worn them in my sleep, and they're fantastic.
Did they reach your knee?
Joey. Yeah, they tie right around your knee.
Why do you want them?
Because they pull your toes up so you're stretching your calf. Imagine, right?
I think Joey's got to go play basketball or something.
You go like this, you stretch your calf.
Joey Bosa, go bowling? Try
Physics.
Bowling? I don't know what the fuck you're doing here.
He was golfing.
He got hurt golf.
No. He was golfing just recently. That stretches out your legs, maybe.
Okay.
A little walk in the grass.
Did you want to touch on the cornerback position today, or do you want to?
I think we need to save that.
Because I do want to say one thing.
Okay.
I see Tre White starting. I just want to get that out there. I see Tre White starting. To me, he was very heartbroken when he left the team. Okay. He already knows the system. You want him in there. This ain't like some Josh Norman signing. I don't want to say the guy's lost his step, whatever. If you've ever been injured, it really sucks to work through. I've had stupid things like something on my neck from work. So if I coat the drywall too long, right over here, I'll get like a pole, and it'll go from my neck down, and I have to do a lot of stretches. And if I do the same repetitive motion, so with these guys, especially Joey Bosa, what are you guys doing? You got to stretch it out.
Yeah. Also, I mean, that happened. It was not a non-football injury, but it happened while he wasn't with the Bills.
But how long do you?
What I'm saying.
How long do you give him?
I'm saying he's in the building now. You know they have a really good training facility, right?
Yeah, but he has to do the work. Is my point.
Yeah,
he has to put the time in to do the stretching out, to do the other shit, to do the other things and isolated issues.
That is something.
Because I'm a doctor.
You're a doctor.
Yeah, dude. You know?
My wife is a doctor. Hi, Bun.
Wait, is she really?
Yeah, she's a doctor of physical therapy. That's why I know about stretching.
Oh, I got to tell her something. Tell her, hey, get these football players doing other things so they tighten up. You know what I'm saying? Your knees,
loosen up.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just saying tighten up that muscle movement, baby. Like, let's be efficient at the core. Be efficient at the core. But no, for real though, Tre White comes back from injury. It's going to take him a minute with his knee. It's going to take him a bit. Okay? You could stub on a nail, and it doesn't hurt. It hurts, but like you pull it out. Next thing you know, the muscle's bruised. Guess what? I do that on my right foot. My left fucking hip is hurting because I'm favoring it. So imagine being Tre White, and then you got game tape out there, and you're like, yo, dude. And all the injuries that people don't disclose. Like they got sore ribs. Anybody have a bruised rib they're pricking on players for not making a tackle or being a bitch about? I was like, nah, well, they're paid to do that. Yeah, you're a fucking idiot. Probably in the office now because most of the world is in the office. So that's what I'm arguing with. Not even people who know how to build a Lego set or a fucking garden bed. Nah, people in the office. Go down to Brooklyn. Watch them build a fucking flower bed around a tree. You're going to be like, Good luck. Good luck.
I got to see these videos.
Oh, dude, I have a picture of this flower bed, dude. And they didn't know how to even just brace the boards together. But God forbid you try to do something and get a permit and stuff. You can do that in some towns. But anyways, yeah, so I think we're done here.
Yeah, we'll save the cornerbacks for the next.
I just think
one.
Tre White's going to start. I think it's a turnkey thing, man. If he doesn't start, let the media. The Bills aren't going to tell you he's starting. Let's just start there. I'll make a hard bet now. He's starting on July 22nd and 153. He's fucking starting. He knows the system. He's a great player. He really is. Give him a chance. Clear headspace. But they have to love football. And that sounds corny and cliche, but when you get paid, you make. Some people have hit a point where they make enough money where just want to keep it coming in. You don't care that much.
Yeah, I love it when Bean is like, they ask him about some player, and he's like, loves ball.
Okay.
All I think of is, you know what I think of when I hear that?
If he says that, I want to believe him because I used to shit on that. I think it's a great point.
No. Go ahead.
We were going to wrap up. But really, when you get down to it, I bust balls about Marcel Darius to you all the time. I go, dude, I take Marcel Darius drunk the night before fucking racing than anything the Bills have brought in on defensive line the last year. I'm sorry. Like, or last 7 years.
Well,
that's hyperbole.
He loved ball until he got the big paycheck, and then, anyhow.
Exactly, and then he went downhill.
But you know what I think of when I hear loves ball? I think I feel like a little infant loves a ball. Like, I don't know. I know. I'm just kidding. But anyhow.
Stupid shit.
I just
it's
think,
right.
I think
it's correct.
It is. It sounds
Man,
dumb.
He loves ball.
It sounds
he
dumb.
Loves ball.
But Brandon Bean, you're right.
That's what I'm saying with Josh Allen. He better love ball because
he does love ball.
How long is he gonna love ball when he's almost 30? Get him some receivers. Right. I'm saying prime. I want something that we bring in. We go, wow, he's going to do it. That's all.
Closing thought, real quick. We'll make this one real quick. I got one.
Okay.
Who tomorrow is training camp? Tomorrow morning, Rochester, New York, St. John Fisher.
Yeah, but they're doing stretches.
You can't go. You can't go. Nobody can go unless you're on the internet and you got those tickets for free, and then you sold them to somebody else.
Thinking about riding my dirt bike to the side there on 590.
You should probably do that. Just
I think it'd be great.
Hang over the overpass and shoot spitballs at Dayball. He's not there. Anyhow. No, quick thing. Who do you think is going to be the first player out at training camp tomorrow? Who's your guess?
We're gonna Josh Allen. Like, why wouldn't it be Josh Allen?
I don't know.
Dude,
I think
they're going to ride that kid into the dirt, the media machine. Oh, my gosh.
I think it's going to be some rookie. Who, you know what? Here's my bet.
Who thinks about this?
I think about this.
Who they're running out of training camp?
Who's the first person out? That shows dedication. You're out there, first out, first in. First out, last in. Sorry.
You know what?
First out.
The team is
Landon Jackson is my pick. Landon Jackson, first out. That guy looks like a serial killer. That's who you want on defensive end.
Wow, I was thinking a sperm, but okay.
Anyhow, no ho Hank.
I was thinking more like a slug, but he'll beat the shit out of me. Maybe, probably. He's
that dude is scary.
And
he's a
fast.
scary man.
If you look at his 40 time,
you're like a spider monkey.
You're like, Dave, why would you talk about that? You're 5'7" with like a 7-second 40 probably.
Anyhow.
Hey, Landon Jackson, you buy a house, I'll help work on it. Toodles.
Go Bills.
Here. So numbillsfan.com, you might see an article. Check all the socials for micro content. There's a show August 28th if you're into the metal or the punk rock. Okay, Suicidal
Tendencies.
This band on the ropes. Yes. So it's members of Suicidal Tendencies. Pretty cool. Early records are the best anyway, so go fuck yourself. And I'm David Palermo. That's Tim Avery. And check YouTube, subscribe. If you like it, tell your friends. There is merch. I have to provide a link, but there is merch. I'll keep you posted. If not, go on Hide the Bodies Press, if you can find that.
HTBpress.com.
HTBkickass.com.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
HTBkickass.com. Click Bills fan. There's also other comedians like Joe List is up there.
I'm not on there.
He's not on there. But thank you. Follow along every day on training camp. I will have some short clips, something just easily retainable. And if there's some great information, we'll pass it along where to listen to it. Because while we're working, we're still fans too. But we'd rather be a source of just come and get it, have some fun. Not that fucking serious. But he is.
Kind of serious.
Look at him. Serial killer, Tim.
Serial killer status. Go listen to some Algernon Cadwallader.
Follow everywhere, Bills fan. Subscribe. Tell your mom. See ya.